Somebody's breaking into your house right now, what's your immediate action? Just keep sitting here and smoking this bowl? Then inform them that they're wasting their time because I have absolutely nothing of value, let alone any cash or even change laying around anywhere. Offer them to smoke with me and tell them that if they go all the way to the end of my street and take a right, go down about 5 or 6 houses, then they're sure to hit a lick because that's where the folks with financial cushion reside. You can tell by how nicely kept their lawns and landscaping are, smiley face, smiley face. I was in bed once. It was 1:30 a.m. and I was just drifting off to sleep. I heard banging on the door but assumed I had either dreamed it, or it was something else, like the neighbor being his usual moronic self. 30 seconds later 4 or 5 masked men with crowbars were in my bedroom demanding a bag of money. So I can vouch for the fact that, no matter what you think your plan would be in that scenario, it all goes out the window when someone waves a crowbar in your face. 1. I activate the whole house intercom. 2. I say welcome, stranger I hope. You brought 3 changes of underwear. 3. I hold my iPhone speaker up to the intercom and start blasting Metallica's Enter Sandman. 4. Over the music, I say you have 10 seconds to hide before immediately starting a rush countdown. 5. When I reach 0 I say ready or not, here I come laissez-les bons temps relay. And then the real fun begins. Continue working for the next half hour until my leaving time. Spend an hour commuting home. Get there and freak out that my stuff has gone. Then sigh and call the insurance. It runs out in a week or 2, so good thing it happened now. On the other hand, it's the worst possible time because T-basement has flooded, so we have just moved all our expensive electronics upstairs to the living room. Nice and convenient to be snatched. Breaking into a house with someone in it is very unwise and housebreakers generally avoid it like the plague. Houses here are pretty hard to get into these days, too. Breaking into a locked, occupied house in the middle of the afternoon is the worst case scenario for a housebreaker. They'd have a bad time under most circumstances, but my kids are at home today, so any housebreaker would be going home in a bin bag. Retrieve my loaded handgun from the fingerprint protected bed safe and see if my marksmanship is better than my spouse's, who prefers to grab the shotgun. Castle domain state so someone is on the clock playing with fire. Don't care why they picked our home. They screwed up. FYI. My spouse knows to call 911 to request aid and inquire if it's a legitimate law enforcement action but assumes is a criminal action. I get a call from my alarm monitoring company. I know none of us are home, so I tell them to send the police. Then I check my cameras to see what's going on. If it's the motion detector, it's probably another false alarm because Fluffy the Wonder Cat has decided he absolutely needs to be on top of the shelving that is directly in the path of the IR sensor despite all the obstacles we've put in his way. Due to my mental illness, I can go from 0 to 1000 in about 7 seconds. I will absolutely dissociate and either kill the dude, or wind up dead myself. Likely resort to throwing or beating with extremely heavy things, or sharp objects. I don't feel pain when I dissociate, and I don't understand logic. Plus my large mastiff would be activated. I would feel very sorry for a burglar that came in here lol. Check cameras to see who it is. I have many kids and it is obvious I do from the street looking at house. I also have junk cars. No burglar with half a brain would target my house. My first thought would be it might be one of my kids or one of their friends. If not my kid or one of their friends, I would assume drugged out psycho killer and eliminate threat, protect family. My dogs are big, 100 pounds each, and they will bite. They would be going insane if they heard someone breaking in. If the person heard them going insane and still kept trying to break in, he has a plan to stop them, gun, bat, something, or he's out of his mind on drugs. Either way, I'm getting my gun and protecting my family. Or avenging them, if I'm not fast enough. One time 2 robbers broke into my home while me and my sister were asleep. My parents were at work, stole everything from the TVs to any electronic device and even some random stuff and a lot of valuable items. They used one of our suitcases to pack the things, crying face. We continued to sleep oblivious to what was happening, only to wake up to a ransacked house and no TVs, smiley face, smiley face. I have a safe in my bedroom and a 9mm in the safe. My first action would be to get the gun, then yell at them and let me know I am aware of them and I have a gun. Then I would locate myself in the window that oversees the front door and make sure they leave and also try to get them to drop anything they are trying to take. Next I would warn the neighborhood security. It will be a bad day for that person. I work from home and my points of entry all have signs warning of impending death in these situations. Nor am I the kind of person to show mercy. If they're breaking into my house, I'm unaware of their intent. I must take the threat out at all costs to ensure my survivability as well as my family. TLDR help haste death. The other night my cat Kira knocked something over in the basement while my cat Luna was sitting on my lap upstairs. Luna let out a growl I have never heard her make and went instantly into fight mode. Anyone breaking into my house is about to deal with 10 pounds of furry fury they will not see coming, backed up by 2 dogs that are very protective over their cat. I wake my wife and defend the second level. We have an L-shaped hallway leading to the bedroom and I keep a modern spear in the closet for home defense. Everything in the home is replaceable except the cats, which would hide in my wife and I just get low, keep the lights off and stab a motherfucker in the belly when they come around the corner. I think hopefully they don't come into my room and then freeze. This happened once before but it was midday and it wasn't exactly a break-in. I was alone and the door was open and the gate didn't have a lock. My neighbors scared them off and possibly my dog that wouldn't stop barking. My parents bought locks for the gates the next day. I'm alone, so I would pretend I'm talking on the phone so they can hear my voice and go away. I got robbed once but wasn't at home at the time. The police said they usually ring the bell to see if someone's home, and if that's the case, they pretend they'd made a mistake or something. So I hope burglars avoid risking it if the place is not empty. I am thinking of building a panic room. I once lived in a home that had a hidden panel. Literally the room looked like a wall. Another friend creates spaces for his family to hide. Not usually places like under the bed but decoys of things they can hide behind that if they are quiet no one will know they are there. I was watching TV once and forgot to lock the front door to my apartment. Suddenly I heard someone just grabbing the door handle and open our door. My collie and German Shepherd were fast to react and the door just slammed shut before hearing someone stumbling down the apartment complex stairs in sonic speed. As a Colorado resident, once they are in the house and committing a crime, I have the legal right to kill them. Trespassing is a crime and my property is marked every 20 feet, then again at every entrance. That's one crime. Breaking down my door to get in is another. Sorry thug, wrong state. Lol, I have a drawer with 3 handguns, loaded, next to me. Bedroom closet, which I'm retreating to, has an AR-15. 30 rounds of green tips never made me so proud to be an American. God, I've never felt so fucking America. Europe, say something about school shootings to get me off this high. Absolutely nothing. If post-bullying intervention has taught me anything, is that people will intervene and try to stop blame me once I lift a finger against the burglar. May let him go, don't engage. What if he has a gun, knife and or is a total psycho is the common sentiment nowadays. It's broad daylight and everybody is home right now. If someone is trying to break into my house I can only assume they're desperately trying to run from someone or something else. But also my rooster doesn't like strangers, so I doubt they'd actually be getting very close to the house. My front door was unlocked one night and a very obviously drunk guy stumbled in, seemed to just have the wrong house. I just kind of looked over and said, he ran out probably thinking I had broken into his house lol. Not the best survival instincts on my part though. I live at level 23 so the only way people can break in is the entrance. We have a gate outside and a pretty thick door. So the only way is lockpicking. Lockpickers usually don't carry weapons so I'm gonna go grab a knife just in case and threaten him as he is lockpicking. Try to get my dog to attack while she just runs up to them and asks for pets. She's super cute though, so it will distract them long enough for me to get on my hands and knees behind the intruder and make them trip over me. Then I'll sit on them until they say uncle. I will call the cops and get my kids all into my minivan and drive away fast and furious style to the closest police station. Ick about anything in my home. I only want to protect my children. If I don't have the time, I barricade us in a bedroom and call the cops. Text my boyfriend who is working 3 blocks away so he can come over with his workers. Start live streaming my CCTV on social media, and if I can get out go ask the trash collectors who I get along with for help. If I can't, lock myself with my cats in one of the rooms. I'm from Iraq. If someone breaks in they're one of 2 guys. A pussy that would vanish the moment I sneeze at them, or an Iranian militia member that would pepper me with bullets the moment they see me. So I'm just gonna have to gamble my life and sneeze at the guy. Call 911, tell them what's going on and that they better hurry. I am heavily armed in this house. Make sure the safety is off the pistols, that all the shotguns are fully loaded and get all the swords out of their sheaths and holders. Come on and let's play sucker. Getting my wife and kids out of the house into safety through one of a variety of exits. All the stuff in my house I just stuff, and none of it is worth the risk to my loved ones from confronting an intruder. That's what insurance is for. Ask them if they know anything about plumbing, because I've got a leaky faucet I've tried to fix myself twice. I made the mistake of calling a plumber the first time it happened, and wound up paying $50 for 5 minutes of work. Never again. Wake up my wife, decide which firearm to grab, and defend my house, wife, and kids. Everyone would benefit by training to ensure they're the most dangerous person in their own home at all times, whether they're a firearm owner or not. My family retreats to the safest space in the house and they call 911. I get my baseball bat and bear spray and hide in the dark. I know the layout of my house far better than anyone. Good luck to the intruder because he's screwed. Finally, I've been waiting for just this opportunity. First I'll let my 2 German Shepherds have some fun, and if by some miracle they get past them, I'll just wait with my 12 gauge to make Pink Mist and Chunky Delight fun times. What is a muscular man like you doing in my house? You lost or something, cutie? And he'd be like, yeah, lost in your eyes, foolie. No, I'm not serious at all. I'd probably get smacked in the head with a lead pipe if I actually said that. I always have a knife somewhere in my room and I'm half naked right now. So I've stripped off my boxers and charge at them with the knife. I'm sure most people would run if a buck naked, wildly screaming guy ran at them in the dark. I'm currently working from home with my lovable pitbull next to me. I'm going to hope she can occupy them with kisses long enough for me to get to the bedroom to grab a firearm. If not, I'm getting naked and making it weird.